board president of the Delsea Regional High School District Board of Education. I hereby certify that all provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law, PL 1975, Chapter 231, have been met. Notice of this meeting has been mailed to the South Jersey Times, Sentinel, and the Daily Journal, as well as the municipal clerks of Elk and Franklin Township. Please rise, pledge allegiance.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call vote. Mrs. Garley?
Present.
Ms. Beck?
Here.
Mr. Borelli? Here. Nadia is sick. Diane? Okay. Okay, we're going to go out a little out of order tonight. We're going to do presentations.
And we're going to go out of order with those as well. So yeah, see, we'll do our kids first.
Okay.
Annual
Spread out.
review of our play. Every year, Mrs. Doherty comes and gives us a little taste of what is to come. As you can see, she's very specific in what she wants. We want to make sure it's on camera.
We're not putting our back to the audience. Good evening. My name is Christine Doherty, and I am the theater teacher here at Delsea. And it's a very exciting position with wonderful students. We have many students, and I feel like we are climbing the hill back from COVID. In 2019, the first year of...
We had to cancel you?
No, it's okay. No. We blocked that out.
Okay.
In 2019, the first year of the Southern New Jersey Cappies organization, we were grateful to win the entire thing, Best Show, and several other awards. Then COVID happened, and last year we won again. It was very exciting. Now they're all coming for us, though. You know how that is. We're Delsea. So this year I'm super excited. We have many students involved, from theater students, stagecraft students, the Fix-It classes, and the art classes have all participated in building sets, painting, making costumes, making flyers, working on the program. It's been an outstanding experience. It's been a very challenging play. It's serious content, and we struggle with that a bit. We're working on our PSA with Mr. Cliver, and we feel it's necessary. It's not always a Disney year. It's something that teaches the students how they shouldn't behave, and we will be really educating our students with this program. And they were excited to do something a little more contemporary. We only have a few students here because some of our students are also in mock trial, and they have one of their final competitions this evening. So we all share these wonderful, talented students. When I am finished here, I will leave you a few invitations. This is our first year ever, I'm trying to get with the times, selling online tickets. And what we will do, obviously, you will get 2 free tickets. I will leave you these flyers. You will let Maria Conroy know when you want to attend, and she will order you. She'll have a special password to order you tickets, and then I'm sure they'll be delivered to you or held for you at the door. We're hoping to mainstream the finances. Also, we always had, please hold me tickets at the door, and then some people wouldn't show up, usually alumni. But I promise I'll make it this year. So we are going to go online, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. But without further ado, I have some students that are going to introduce themselves first.
Hi, I'm Nico Mazzarelli. I'm in 11th grade, and I play City Ball.
Hi, I'm Layla Parker. I'm a senior, and I play Regina George.
Hi, my name is Jordan Rosenberg. I'm a senior, and I play Katie Marin.
Hi, my name is Julia Dennis. I'm a sophomore, and I play Janice Ian.
Hi, I'm Victoria Brent. I'm a senior, and I play Miss Norberry.
Okay.
Wear something nice and see the play, 'cause we only do this for 3 days. Say you'll come and see our show. Say you'll come and see our show.
No, really, come see it.
Say I'll be at your show. Come see me, girls at Delsea. It'll be fetch.
And that was all We try to give, all of our staff tries to give our students as much empowerment over the show, from designs to costumes, t-shirts, everything. And they really live up to the experience. And then it's really theirs. So I'm very proud of them. Thank you very much. And I'll pass these out. You guys can work your way out. I don't know if anybody had any questions.
Good luck, guys.
Oh my goodness, the dates are March 7th, 8th, and 9th. Every show is 6:30. The matinee is also at 1:30. And actually, the tickets sales start the 14th instead of 19th. And that's just a little typo.
Because Dr., is there a date you want this returned by?
Probably by the 14th. I'll have Maria maybe send an email.
Okay.
Would that help? I know some people aren't here right now.
Yep.
I know there's a big.
Yep. Thank you.
Should I leave flyers? Oh, no, I don't have enough.
Why don't you do with me and I'll...
I actually didn't have any extra. I only put that. So, yeah.
All right, I got it.
But make sure it doesn't get to, other people see it.
I got it.
Now it's not a secret with
I got
this online ticket sales. No joke. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Thank you. 7, 8, and 9.
Very excited about our annual play. Next we have, so you've heard over the past month, almost a year now, Mr. Bertolino has been talking about the dramatic change that was occurring in the middle school this year. And that was moving to a teaming model. It has been, I believe, remarkably successful. So Mr. Bertolino, Ms. Nixon, and Mr. Keller are here to talk about the teaming model in the middle school.
We don't have a song prepared.
Jonathan, let's sing it.
No, I'm not.
Sorry, I might back here.
Sorry.
No.
Feel free to song. So there has been like a considerable amount of change that occurred at the middle school over the last 2 years, and it's been deliberate, it's been a process, but it's been quite rapid. So midway through the second year of this process, we thought it'd be a good idea to kind of do an update in terms of some of the changes that we made and essentially how things are going as soon as the active family leads up. But it's essentially on what we've done at the middle school specific to teaming. So we have some other things that are also inclusive of this. We've tried to make sure that it is a completely school-wide process, and we've essentially developed different schools within the school. So our 2 grades have been split into 2 individual teams for a total of 4. They're interdisciplinary teams with math, English, social studies, and science, as well as our elective classes. And these teams share the same cohort of students, of about 125 to 130 students on a given team. This allows for our students to receive support and recognition through multiple lenses. So oftentimes we may have had students that are doing great things out of the classroom, but some teachers are not necessarily aware of that. This allows for us to have a more 360-degree view of students and the progress that they're making. It allows for teachers to observe in their classrooms how students are doing, different peer relationships that are developing, strengths and struggles, that way we can best support our students in the middle school. This also works in connection with our WIN period, which we instituted last year, and our PBIS system as well. So I'll turn it over to Courtney, she'll talk a little bit about the WIN period.
Okay, so the WIN period built into our schedule is 20 minutes at the end of our school day, where students are returning back to wherever their WIN period might be, their home base, let's call it. And these 20 minutes are necessary and super helpful to a student's day because they can really prioritize, they can start to use those time management skills they're working on, figure out what they need to address before the school day is over. Sometimes that is going to be making up assignments or assessments with a teacher who can then request to see them. If I have a student in my classroom for WIN, Mr. Keller can pull them out because they missed a math assessment on Monday. So this is the time to make those things up without taking away from class time, right, when we're learning new material.
Super helpful for students who are absent, which is like the bane of teachers' existence, right? Trying to get students caught up on work. It's been a godsend. It's been wonderful.
It's also time to receive some extra help, right? This is almost an enrichment period as well. So if we can identify students who are in need of just a little bit more assistance, whether it's what they're covering in math class, what they're covering in ELA, social studies, whatever the case might be, this is where they can receive a little extra help, a little boost at the end of the day to kind of make sure they're on track before the next school day occurs or happens.
They get to interact one-on-one with the teacher or a peer tutor for support. So this is also really nice because even though I would love to tell you that I can have one-on-one experiences and discussions and tutoring sessions, if you will, in my classroom every day, that's not always feasible. But this built-in time with fewer students gives us a little bit more of that. So we get the ability to talk with the students about where they are, if they're ready for the next topic, if they're ready for the next assessment, whatever the case may be. And we do have, which we'll talk about a little bit more too later, a built-in peer-to-peer tutor situation that we've designed for this swim period as well, which has been very helpful. Hopefully this empowers students to request swim time with a teacher, right? As we've now moved into the third marking period, we're finding that students are recognizing where they are in their classes and I need to go see Mr. Keller because we have this boss battle coming up that I need to study for. Or
That's a quiz or a test.
Can I please go see Ms. Devine, or I'm going to ask Ms. Devine to pull me out because I need to take an AR quiz and I need to make sure my AR points are where they need to be. This is where our students are starting to take accountability and like responsibility, right, of what they've got going on in their classes. In this 20 minutes at the end of the day, hopefully we're building that up where they can get encouragement to do so.
Yeah, I've been teaching 7th grade for 6 years now, and this is like the most I've seen, because transitioning from elementary to middle school for students, it's like you're teaching them how to be students with checking emails in Google Classroom. This is the most I've seen students hold themselves accountable with this win period, with asking to come in to get help. It's been great.
So as far as how it generally would work, by the end of their 8th period, which is their last true class period of the day, they have an ability to check on their team's Google Classroom where they're actually going for their win, if a student has requested, or a teacher has requested to see them, or if they're heading to their home base. Once they get wherever they're going, they're also going to see a designated slide that's going to be seen on the Promethean board that's going to tell them what's happening in each of their classes. In case we would have forgotten that or didn't write that down or take note of that some other way, they're going to see all of their classes sort of appear at the top of the screen with what's happening that day, that week, what they could be studying for, what they could be doing for homework, what they could be tapping into right then and there in that 20 minutes. And so that's been really helpful too in keeping our students accountable, but also a little bit more organized, working on that time management skill that is so very much important.
And sometimes the end of class is a little rushed too, so filling out their agenda book with what's for homework or what's upcoming isn't always super feasible at the end of the class. So having us up for that full 20-ish minutes of win is great because they can spend the time not only writing down their assignment, but also working on it too.
And then, of course, if they are caught up and they're on track and they're feeling good about where they are, this is also just some additional time to decompress, breathe after a long school day, and also do the other things that are checking those emails that we're asking them to check, make sure their backpacks are cleaned out, checking in those folders, getting the organizational stuff down before then going home. We're going into a million other activities that are involved in at the end of the school day or after school day.
The other thing too about the win side at the end, and what you'll notice too throughout the presentation is there's a significant amount of communication that's built into this, especially at home for the parents. So that win slide is also another communication tool because it's essentially publicly posted for the students. They have access to it, parents have access to it. So they almost have a window into the classroom in terms of what's going on each day within the different classes.
So with the climate grant that we had a few years ago, we started this PBIS system in the school, which John and Lisa have been able to intertwine pretty perfectly into the teaming model as well. So PBIS stands for Positive Behavior Interventions and Support Systems, which is a mouthful. So we just call it our Delsea has HEART. And HEART is an acronym. It stands for healthy hearts, minds, and bodies. E is encourage. A is all are welcome here. R stands for respect, and T stands for teaching. On the next slide is a poster that has that a bit more descriptive. But essentially, we are able to, they're also hanging up literally everywhere you look in the building over here too. Students are able to be awarded points for doing things that are good for the school, positive things that reflect our values here in the school. These can be given by teachers, by administration. We've had cafeteria workers and bus drivers also give these points out to the students, and they can take these points and redeem them for all kinds of cool prizes. And we've also infused student engagement in this as well with our guidance counselors who have pretty much like we call it the heart cart, all kinds of prizes. So think Chuck E. Cheese, when you have a bunch of tickets, you can turn them in for fun prizes. They do that with the students during lunches once a week, and it's been a great way to motivate the students to want to earn these points in the classroom to win some trinkets, and you can see a picture of the card there with the different point values.
Sorry. This chart that's here that has our acronyms sort of spelled out, and you're seeing point differentiation down here. Each teacher has this. probably somewhere on their desk, or like some of us have it taped to our desk so we remember. And it's one of those things that it's like a frequent reminder of, let's make sure, yes, we're giving kudos to the kids in our classroom for doing the things that we want them to do and what we know is best for them as a student in our classroom, but also let's make sure we're taking the time each day to like get some of these points dished out, right? Let's give the little extra pat on the back or whatever it might be, because we can also then include on the system that we use or the service that we use, platform that we use, all these photos of the good stuff that they're doing. So they're actually truly seeing, getting feedback, crucial feedback back about what they're doing well in our classrooms.
When we redesigned this grid as well, we were also like very deliberate in the way that it was designed. So the different things that you'll notice across the row at the top, that's really promoting like self-advocacy for students, self-empowerment for students. So if they're recognizing for themselves how to manage certain stress levels, that's at the top because they're making that independently. So they're making those decisions independently. We're rewarding that at a higher rate because we're noticing it's also part of the maturation process as they move throughout the middle school and into high school.
Yeah, this is a great way to give the students who, come into the classroom and need just a little bit of boost. Instead of saying, Johnny, don't do that, we reward the students who are doing things properly, and then Johnny sees, well, he's getting prizes for this, maybe I should fall in line and do those things as well. It's been great. And here's just some more of our verbiage throughout the school. There's the heart poster, healthy hearts, minds, and bodies, encourage ourselves and each other. Everybody here is welcome at Delsea Regional. Respect ourselves and others and our surroundings and all of our voices here. And the teach stands for teach and learn from each other because yes, we are teachers, but like Courtney mentioned before, like we have this peer tutoring session during WIN where the kids are like, they can reach kids better than we can sometimes. It's been great. We have a parking spot, which is right next to Christine's Teacher of the Year parking spot. So every faculty meeting, we give that to a teacher who has been giving out these points throughout the school year. Throughout the hallways, you'll see the HEART acronym and that gift that's rolling there. We made it into the yearbook. That was a big win for us. And yeah, we just try to promote this sales pitch of promoting positive behavior.
It's one of those things that like we like to think that we are all just going about our day as the teachers and like we are rewarding our students and we are acknowledging what they're doing well in our classroom, but we also recognize that this is a little bit extra for our teachers to do, right? So this like raffling off our nice heart parking spot and gift cards and things like that happen at the faculty meeting is a way to like, also recognize our faculty and our staff who are going above and beyond what the kids do in this endeavor.
The staff buy-in has been great though. It's tough to ask a teacher to do one more thing, but as soon as the teacher sees that it's working, it sold itself there. So how do the team meetings work? The reason we spent a few minutes explaining how the WIN period works and our PBIS system is because we wanted to explain how the team meeting works, and instead of going into detail here, we figured we'd preempt you with all that fun stuff. So in our team meetings, the first thing we do when we get in there is we sit and we discuss positive behavior. Like this is when we do give out those dojo points. And what's great is, I don't know if this was fully explained to its full extent, but Courtney and I, so she teaches 7th grade history, I teach 7th grade math, we have the exact same students, and so does the science teacher in the room, our ELA teacher, so we share the same students. So when we say that we're seeing positive things with one of our students, like that might be something that's happening in our classroom, so we like to share that love and let the teachers know, like, hey, even if this student is maybe a nuisance in somebody's class or what have you, well, they did this thing good in our class, and then we can start that positive behavior thing instead of going in a negative direction.
Yeah, it's a nice way to like also spread that love too, right? We can generally maybe see the same student that goes through all of our classes and we're like, man, that kid's a rock star and they are crushing it. But like it's also a nice way for us to go, yeah, but he has really like blossomed here, he's really putting in the extra effort, or she's really come far in this market period, whatever the case might be. We get to share those little moments too and make sure we're spreading the love to all those students who are in fact accomplishing those things.
This is also a time for us to discuss if we're going to have any student meetings. Sometimes we bring students into our team meetings to discuss, hey, things are going amazing with you, or whatever changes have been happening, let's keep those things going. We have had things, and we'll talk about challenging behavior in a moment with Courtney, where we do have interventions with students and restorative practice meetings with them. But we also spend this time at the beginning, if John has sent out in his weekly memo that we all rate from top to bottom, if there's any upcoming assemblies or surveys or things that we need to do together as a team, we make sure that that's known across the board. For me, somebody who's not the most organized, that kind of stuff, it's great to once a day be able to, everybody's on the same page with this, so I truly appreciate that.
It's true. I was wondering where we were going.
There you go.
As far as challenging student behaviors go, this is also a moment for us to come together as our team. Again, we all have the same students, and we can discuss what is working in our classrooms versus what is not. What we find that a student is really struggling to, understand, or it might be like the Delsea way, as we say, right? They're really not following. They're not getting the whole system of like they're going to see us all every day, and like we know what's happening, right? So this is a time for us to talk about. All right, I tried this thing in my classroom, right? And then I tried this other thing, and I tried this other thing, but I didn't try this intervention that Tommy's doing in his class. Like maybe I give that a go because he brought up that's working, and now I'm going to try that too, right? So it's a time for us to share those ideas about what is working, what isn't for our students. It's also a time for us to have a unique experience in that we can have a bigger conversation with the student and let them know that the team that is here at Delsea for them, this team of teachers that they go through on a regular basis, is similar to hopefully the team that they have at home, right? We're giving them the same support. We're here to help you along the way. If you have questions, if you have concerns, if you're looking for somebody to go to, like we're all here for you every day. And we want to make sure that you know that we're here. Yes, you go through math and science and social studies and all of that, but now that we have a moment to call you into the wellness center, let's say our beautiful wellness center, we just did this with a student recently. We brought him in. He was turning a corner here, really getting himself on the right track and really making great decisions and great choices for himself. And we had this meeting in the wellness center. We all got comfortable, and we were just hanging out, right? Like, hey, this is what we see going really well. We know you've come so far in this way. We just want to let you know that we're here to support you as you continue to succeed here at Delsea Middle School. Is there anything we could be doing better for you? Is there anything you need from us? Is there any questions that you've been too nervous to ask us, but here we are just lounging on these feedback chairs and
This student lit up when
it
was such a great experience to see because he was new to our school, and it was just great to see him see that he does have support here. That Delsea way, right? The students who don't start here, they don't know, I don't know. It's great to see that switch flip.
And it made a difference for him because he saw us all at the same time, right? Oh, you are all here, right? It's a little intimidating at first when you walk in, but again, the conversation gets to be casual, it gets to be encouraging, it gets to be. We just want to let you know that see this for all of us. We're all here on the same page, saying the same thing because we believe in you and we know you can do these things. And we've got your back.
We do let guardians know ahead of time, of course, and we get permission from them that it's okay that we discuss them. Because, for a seventh grader to be in a room with a whole bunch of teachers at once, it could be a lot.
What I will say too is at the end of this, it's there are a lot of conversations that are occurring, a lot of information is being shared, but all this is also about different types of action plans that we can put in place for students. So, team meetings are definitely a piece of that in terms of what's working, what's not working in terms of different interventions. That's also a component of it. But if there's different resources that also can be brought in, so Lisa and myself, we attend team meetings. We try to be in there every other week. Our guidance counselors on a rotating basis, they're attending team meetings bi-weekly as well. So we try to make sure that there's constantly a rotating, outside support in addition to what the team is discussing every day.
Yeah. I think that's on a slide coming up, but it is so great as a teacher to feel just super supported by John and Lisa, who they're in the classroom with us once a week. Guidance is just there, and it just puts us all on the same page. It's a really good feeling. This parent communication meeting, right?
Yes.
So I wanted to chat about the fact that some parents who receive negative emails from teachers, sometimes they receive many emails from many teachers. And I just talked to a buddy of mine who teaches at Apsagami, and he had a parent contact him back saying, I'm tired of these emails. But that was the first time he had contacted this particular parent. It's frustrating hearing a lot from different teachers. This team meeting time allows us to collaborate on this and just contact that parent or guardian just the one time. That way they don't feel bombarded if there is issues that need to be addressed. That is my favorite part of this parent communication because it keeps, it's just such a happier relationship with the parents in communities at home.
And it's giving them a 360-degree view, right? We're not calling and saying, here's what's happening in math. We're hey, as a team, collectively, across all disciplines, we've kind of seen XYZ behaviors, or we've seen this being great and this not being so great. And it offers that 360 viewpoint that they would have had they heard heard from us all differently and kind of been putting up the white flag, like, all right, now, what's happening here?
And also the positive stuff, like, I love hearing parents email back or phone calls light up when, like, we discuss their successes in our classroom, but times that by 10 when it's an entire team saying, hey, across the board, like, your kid's amazing, thank you so much. So on both ends of that spectrum, it's been helpful.
As far as the collaboration goes, I know Ms. Really talked about this already, but the idea that there are counselors coming by bi-weekly, there are administration, whether it be John or Lisa coming in. It's just nice because there will be some things that like we get going with an idea or we have a question or concern. I'm like, we're going to need to talk to John and Lisa, and then the door opens and they're
just in the room.
So it's just like nice, like because they're there. All right, great. I have like real time, FaceTime with you here to discuss this or talk about this idea or whatever the case may be. Insanely helpful. As far as the win time goes, I know I discussed earlier, so I don't want to bore you with this, but this also does allow us to really prioritize that and really like hone in on exactly what our kids need,
The
right?
student missed a test with me, the student missed a lesson with Courtney. We can talk in the same room about, not dibs on the student, but where to prioritize what that student needs first. So that's great.
Yeah, and making sure that, we're not overwhelming the student or we're, not like loading them up on this day, or even when we're discussing things like actually taking these assessments first thing, right? Like, I'm giving a test on Monday like anybody else. Like, let's make sure we're working that out. Holding students accountable for their work, allowing them to organize their materials. Like, again, this time management, this organization thing that we're trying to hone in on as a middle school skill that needs a lot of time to practice, allows us to do that too.
So as far as the interdisciplinary piece as well, having these different disciplines in the room at the same time has allowed for some cross-curricular planning. We've seen this in the 8th grade, particularly with science and social studies. We've seen it in 7th grade, where we had those science teachers on each team working together to run reviews simultaneously with students. So there's a lot of collaboration across the board in terms of different disciplines, as well as across teams. And we have seen different advantages in this through the first semester. So we've noticed a marked improvement in our overall discipline data, like our suspension rate has been down considerably. We have a 6% decrease in students that are considered chronically absent, 74% decrease in wellness centers requests. It's definitely still being utilized, but we're not seeing it at the rate for students that are out of class previously. 14% increase in students attending their reading goals for the first 2 goal periods. So we've seen quite a bit of improvement so far for this first semester in terms of the available data that we have for this team currently operating.
Sure. So we discussed a little bit this peer tutoring thing that we kind of started. That was just an idea that we kind of had where, hey, there's a few students who are crushing it in math in my class. There's a few students who are doing great in history. Maybe we can get them some cool lanyards that have their name on them. And when students come into the room for the win period, like we try to have them in our home base as much as possible. Now, like at first, we told them they were nominated for this, we made it a big deal, and they are now thrilled to come into the room. They're happy to put their lanyard on. And I have some students who come to my win period and don't speak to me at all because they go right to somebody who has a lanyard, and I'm watching them. It's great just to see the peer-to-peer relationship working on stuff that I tried to teach them. They just needed to hear it from somebody else.
Yeah, when we were discussing ideas, like brainstorming it, this idea came to us in that we can start selling white noise, right? You've heard from me for like 5 days, like we're done hearing from me. But if I heard it from Haley and she's my friend, or like she's someone that I connect with, and she's trying to guide me through this assignment or studying for this test, it's a whole different ballgame. All of a sudden, it's like fabulous and wonderful again. So it's different hearing it from their peers and getting that perspective and just the strategies and things they're using as students that we maybe aren't even recognizing ourselves. Additionally, and I'm saying this because we teach 7th grade, so I can speak to this, our 7th graders aren't always given like the opportunities to be the leaders, right? To be like in charge of something that is generally like an 8th grade thing because of how that happens, experience. And this really gave 7th graders an opportunity to be in charge of something and help to run something and take some ownership and take some leadership. And I think that, if nothing else, also got them going. They take pride in being able to come in, not just lanyard on, but like to come in and like actually help another student, or for us to go in our win, hey, you are going to help so-and-so and you're going to help so-and-so, and like later on we get to go, they crushed that test, thanks for like helping them out, or assisting them in their study strategies, whatever the case might be. It's been lovely, and they really bought in and they get excited about it.
It's given a voice to some of the students who are, they might have a choir voice in your classroom, but now they feel like they're really contributing to something bigger when they're able to help a student out.
And I mean, this just goes into the general buy-in that we're seeing across the teams in terms of like the students finding their own ownership over the school building essentially, and trying to empower our middle schoolers. We have in terms of like they help design team logos in the 8th grade. They are becoming more empowered within the team. We've seen this through different pep rallies and things like that associated with the Crusader Cup, which I'll go over in a quick minute. But at the end of the day, they're working towards a common goal on a smaller team for the benefit of the wider building. So yes, they're middle schoolers, yes, they're Crusaders, but if they're not necessarily able to identify with that just right off the bat, especially as 7th graders coming in, they're identifying on a smaller team at first, and they're building that that sense of like self-reliance essentially as they move through the middle school. And this was also instituted this year, so our Crusader Cup is in alignment with our PBIS system as well as our teaming system. So we have different competitions that run throughout the year that are kind of like hallmarks of the middle school at this point. So we had a pep rally in October, we had a trivia competition in the lunches, we had a great response for that. We had like 200 responses a day from our students. And we also have a field day in the spring. Those are some of the bigger competitions, but that aligns to like general daily updates for the Crusader Cup. So if they're meeting expectations in the middle school, they receive different dojo points as part of the heart system, in terms of like their cafeteria behavior, in terms of meeting their AR goals. So we try to keep this as wide ranging as possible in terms of expectations, in terms of academics, and we're rewarding positive student behavior and the different positive impacts that they're making on the middle school. So when you come into the media center, you'll notice the screen out there. There's a scoreboard that's updated every week, so the teams get to see kind of where they're falling in line with their competition for the Crusader Cup. And we end up nominating a winner at the end of every marking period, and we have a final winner every year as well. So this is the marking period, the J Jaguars and 7th grade.
We did not win first marking period. It's the students who are on the team, not us. Let's just be clear. And a big part of that, I mean, there's lots of factors, but like it kind of lit a fire under our students to, like, we are in charge of an AR period every single day where the students come in and read, and that's a big factor in the points. And when our students saw that we lost the first marking period, like they were competitive to want to hit their reading goals. In addition to everything else John had just mentioned. So we are now the proud second marking period winners here. The JJAC. I mean, they are the winners. But it's honestly something that they walk around proud because of that. It's great to see.
Yeah, it is great to see students checking the scoreboard, as they walk through the hallways. It's great to see this having the impact that it's having. We're hoping that this becomes kind of ingrained at the middle school, becomes part of the process here because of the different advantages that we're moving for our students. So thank you for your time. I'm appreciative of the fact that you gave us so much time considering the length of the presentation, but we are seeing some great things happen in middle school. So thank you.
Any questions for our folks?
I have a comment.
Oh, go ahead.
I think it's fabulous.
Oh, thanks.
What do you do? I think it's fabulous.
I would be remiss if I didn't put this on the record. So a couple years ago, it was a rough year. Coming back from COVID, all schools experienced a really rough year, academically, behaviorally, in so many ways. And I can tell you, first of all, the staff at the middle school is like a tight family. These two staff members, Mr. Keller and Mrs. Nicholson, are, as she would say, the rock stars. They are rock stars of our staff. And they are always leading ways for other staff members to get excited and for the students to be excited. Mr. Bertolino and Dr. Nini, when they came in, I can tell you there has been a transformation in this middle school. And, I'm not exaggerating.
No, not even that.
A complete 180-degree transformation in this middle school based on this team. And this is a large part of it. Mr. Bertolino worked all year on this last year. And I was thinking, what is he doing? But he was planning this and selling it to the teachers. Hands down, one of the best things that ever happened in the middle school. And I congratulate not only you three, certainly, but the whole staff and Dr. Meehan as well.
Yeah, it was absolutely a team effort. I mean, when I first introduced it, it was over it was essentially over a Google Meet to staff that I hadn't met yet in the summer, but it was really, I mean, it was a lot of grace and a lot of faith, but I mean, I can't say enough for the staff and the way that the students have reacted to it. The support as well from the administration has been huge. So this has definitely been like a district effort, and it's definitely paying dividends. So I'm thankful to be part of it as well.
Great. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session right now to discuss policies and actions. Second. And a second. Second. A second. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Against? Ayes have it. Going into executive. Aye. Against? Abstained? Ayes have it. Congratulations.
Oh, good. Can you stand up, raise your right hand, and repeat after me? Congratulations. I state your name.
I, David Dempsey,
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, to the government established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I state your name.
David Dempsey, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of Member Board of Education, not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1. I am not disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJSA 18A 12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God. I, David Dempsey, do solemnly swear that I have undergone a criminal history background investigation for the purpose of ensuring that I am not disqualified from membership due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJSA 18A 12-1, and the results are still pending.
Congratulations. If you sign that, this short term, Mr. Dempsey also has a code of ethics at his table, at his seat, with a confirmation form as well.
Okay. Reading of the minutes, accepting of the reading of minutes. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Communications?
None at this time.
Okay. Citizens. Any citizens like to be heard? Step on what?
I want to welcome Mrs. Belinsky back. Been missing for a while.
Hi. My name is Mark Fiorello. Do you have to state your address too, or no?
Usually they do.
Okay, 886 Harding Highway. I'm the newly elected committeeman for Franklin Township, and I'm your new liaison, so I just want to introduce myself. I've been an educator for 16 years, so this is like the one committee I actually wanted to be on. Liaison to, at least. I went through the entire Franklin Township School District, the Delsea School District. Ms. Gravener was my English teacher. I doubt that very much.
I was 12 at the time.
So I just want to introduce myself and say, I'm available. I know that, the township and the school board's not quite as intertwined as it was 15, 20 years ago, but if you need anything, I'm always just an email away. So nice to meet everyone, and if you have any questions, I'll be here afterwards.
Mark, thank you. It's nice to have a liaison, a formal liaison. We haven't had one for a while.
Okay.
It's nice to know that.
All right. Thanks. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Any other citizens like to be heard? Close this portion out, we do the committees. Personnel, somebody like to cover for Mr. Benia? Personnel?
I make a motion to approve the following non-teaching staff hire for 2023-2024 as listed.
Second on that?
Second.
No second, any questions? Roll call vote, Mrs. Starling?
Yes.
Mrs. Steck?
Yes.
Mrs. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Dempsey?
Same.
Same. Okay, Ms. Gagnon?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
I make a motion to approve the following retirements and resignations as listed.
Second.
No second, any questions on this motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve the following leaves of absence as listed.
Second.
We have a second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve Alexandra Payne as a homebound instructor for the 2023-2024 school year.
Second. And a second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve the change in the following volunteer clubs advisors as listed. Second.
And a second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Thank you. Thank you. Budget and Finance.
I make a motion to approve the board secretary report in accordance with 18A 17-36 and 18A 17-9 for the month of December and final June 2023. The board secretary certifies that no line item account has been overexpended in violation of NJAC 6823A 16.10C3, and that sufficient funds are available to meet the district's financial obligations for the remainder of the fiscal year.
We have a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report in accordance with 18A 17-36 and 18A 17-9 for the month of December 2023 and final June 2023. The treasurer's report and secretary's report are in agreement for the month of 2023 and the final June 2023.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve in accordance with NJAC 6823A-16.10C2 the certification of the board secretary and there are no changes in anticipated revenue amounts or revenue sources.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve the Board of Education certification pursuant to NJAC 6A23A16.10C4 to certify that after review of the Secretary's monthly financial report and upon consultation with the appropriate district officials, that to the best of our knowledge, no major accounts or fund has been overexpended in violation of NJAC 6A23A 16.10B, and that sufficient funds are available to meet the district's financial obligations for the remainder of the fiscal year.
And a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve the reported transfers for December 2023 and the final June 2023.
Second.
And a second. Any questions? Roll call vote. Ms. Starling.
Yes.
Ms. Speck.
Yes.
Mr. Borelli. Yes. Mr. Dempsey. Yes. Ms. Gagnon.
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
I make a motion to approve the following bills as listed.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions? Roll call vote. Ms. Starling.
Yes.
Ms. Speck.
Yes.
Mr. Borelli.
Yes.
Mr. Dempsey. Ms. Gagnon.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Education. Mr. Borelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I make a motion to approve the following clinics and workshops as listed.
Second.
A second. All in favor? Roll call vote. Ms. Starling.
Yes.
Ms. Speck.
Yes.
Mr. Borelli.
Yes.
Mr. Dempsey. Mr. Gagnon.
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
I make a motion to approve the following Liberty University student for clinical placement as listed.
Second.
Second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
Make a motion to approve the application for the NJDOE Advanced Placement African Studies Grant.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
I make a motion to approve Jefferson Mental Health to provide licensed social worker services to Delsea Middle School not to exceed $84,000 paid through the Title I SIA funds.
Second.
For a second, any questions? Roll call vote. Ms. Starling?
Yes.
Ms. Speck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Dempsey?
Abstain.
Ms. Gagnon?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Make a motion to approve the following curriculum development assignments for the 23-24 school year at a previously approved rate as listed.
Second.
For a second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
Make a motion to approve the contract for services from Corwin for the 23-24 school year paid through the Bipartisan Safer Communities Grant.
Second.
Have a second, any questions? Roll call vote. Ms. Starling?
Yes.
Ms. Speck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Dempsey? Ms. Gagnon?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
That concludes my report.
Thank you. Policy, Ms. Starling.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I make a motion to approve on first reading the following policies and regulations as listed. Do you want me to read them individually? Okay.
Okay, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Let's take Mr. Lake, please.
I make a motion to approve the following athletic positions for the 2023-2024 school year as listed.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Building grants, and volunteers for that.
Got it, okay. All right. I make a motion to approve the following facility requests as listed.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor? Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Cafeteria.
I make a motion to approve the following cafeteria report for December 2023.
Second.
Okay, any questions? All in favor? Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Transportation.
I'll take that one. I make a motion to approve the following 2023-2024 transportation jointure as listed. Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Operator?
Recommend the board approve the following special education tuition student placements as listed. Second.
Second. Any questions? Roll call vote, Ms. Starlet?
Yes.
Ms. Speck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Dempsey?
Abstain.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Recommend the board approve the following field trips in accordance with our fee schedule and educational significance as listed.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor? Abstentions? Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
Recommend the board approve the 2024-25 district calendar.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
For the information of the board, Daniel Cardona, middle school counselor, announced the birth of his son, Milo. Number 5, recommend the board approve the December 2023 high school middle school HIB report as presented last month.
So moved.
Any questions? Second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
Recommend the board acknowledge the receipt of the January 2024 high school middle school HIB report as presented.
So moved. Second.
Any questions? All in favor? Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
And the district reports are there at the written result.
Okay. Ms. White, you're on.
All right, I wanted to talk about attendance today a little bit. So this past week, or during this week, we had credit completion for students that have missed more than 12 days unexcused, which I think is a really good opportunity for many students. But I also wanted to talk about the code of conduct being a little bit more clear with excused absences, because recently I had a death in my family, and I was just really confused on how many excused days I've gotten. Because my mom was told one day, and then I kind of looked more into it. Like one of my teachers, I was talking to her about it, and then I got information from another person saying it was 2 to 3 days. And on the code of conduct, it doesn't really say anything. So I was hoping for next year, maybe we can have a little bit more information on that. And I'm still not sure how many days it is, but I think it's accurate to, or it's right to have it the same as teachers. Because if it is one day, I really don't think it's enough. And I'm not really trying to be unreasonable, but I think at least 2 days is needed, especially for students. That's what I say.
Mr. C, you hear that?
Stop. No, Ellen and I actually had a good conversation about it. What we've generally done in the past, but I think she brings up a good point about clarifying it so it is laid out, but it depends on who the family member is, how much trauma is brought to someone. Is it a death in the family where you have to travel for a funeral? So we kind of address it on a case-by-case basis, depending on the many variables that can be involved with the death and whatever hardship it may be to attend, the trauma that is going on with the student and the emotions that are felt. But we had a nice conversation about it all. So.
Thanks, Ellen.
Okay, Mrs. Beck, that's the board.
I don't have much, and we don't have the link there to see the things that are going on, but what I wanted to let everybody know, I'm attending the Camden Gloucester County School Board Administration meeting tomorrow night. This one has actually got we're the firearm safety report that they're coming up with.
Is that virtual?
Yes. Yes, so my husband will be, another night out, and I'll be home. Just taking the bed. But no, I'll talk about that one next month. So concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Collins?
Recommend the board approve the resolution and indemnity and trust agreement to renew membership in the Gloucester, Collins, Salem School District Joint Insurance Fund for the 3-year membership term commencing on July 1, 2024.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
Recommend the board approve the certification of compliance with the federal and state law respecting the reporting of compensation for certain employees for the calendar year ending December 31, 2023.
So moved. Second.
Okay. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Ayes have it.
That concludes my report.
Okay, any old business? Any new business?
Can I bring something up? And it's only, and it's up to Dr. Graver and Mr. Collins. But just a thought, just because I had some experiences this past week and a half, in regarding with cybersecurity, and I think we spoke about it at the committee meeting. Just to reassure the board, I mean, maybe our tech people coming, or Mr. Collins, because it's happening all around. So school districts are being held captive with Bitcoin and cybersecurity and hacking and so forth. And would the community be aware of it, or just the board members themselves, knowing the kind of protection that the district has to hopefully, I won't say prevent it, well, yeah, hopefully it prevents it, but also has resolution to the process. So it may be helpful for just the community to know.
Texting them right now, they'll be here next month, I'm sure.
Thank you. Dr. Graver.
I don't get any faster than that.
I was going to say, I don't think it's any faster than that.
Thank you. Okay, citizens? Any citizens? Yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I have a question on these electric buses. Do we have one by chance? I thought we did. Purchased.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. We were awarded a grant by the state last year. We're still pursuing these charging stations and what we have to do, but we were awarded a grant of $3 million to get some buses.
How
So $3 million.
For one bus?
No, total for the grant. We hope to get 10 of them, to be honest with you. But we have to see what the pricing is. We're working with the Delsea Electric to get the power to the transportation department. So it's a moving target right now, but we are looking into it. Or we're hoping to move forward with it, I should say.
Now, these charging stations, they'll be at the bus yard?
Yeah, down the bus garage.
Is that going to be a savings to the taxpayer if they're purchased?
Well, if what they say about electric buses, the fuel cost will be cut tremendously. The electric to power them, we'll get that back on the grid. Which Delsea Electric says we'll make that, any fees that we have will be made back very quickly. But they last minimal to no repairs of what we've seen as far as track record. So it's yet to be seen, but everything looks like it will be saving us quite a bit of money.
How many buses do we have right now?
Total? Oh, geez. I want to say probably around 65. Yeah. Now, there's some older ones there too that are spares, but I think it's around there.
So every year they replace them with the electric buses?
No. The only reason we're doing this is because we got the grant. That's the only reason we're doing it. Right now, they are costly, but since we're receiving money for it, and we have to buy them through the grant. We can't buy regular buses.
How much is one bus?
It varies. I've seen prices as low as like $298,000 up to $350,000, depending on what we get them. So, but again, it's not coming out of taxpayers' money locally. It's coming from the state of New Jersey from a lawsuit that was settled.
But grant money is taxpayers' money.
Well, no, this is from a lawsuit from a company. It's not.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Any other citizens? Okay, there's the citizens part out. I'll have a motion to go into executive session, discuss some other matters. Second, any questions? All in favor? Aye. Against, abstentions? Aye. Take a 5-minute break. Thank you.
That's it.
Sure, what's that? Motion to close the meeting?
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against, abstentions? Thank you. Have a good night. Drive safely.
Good night.